I was popping everybody. Welcome to another video. Before we get into the video, I know y'all could probably hear the AC right now. It is probably loud and the wind might be a little annoying, but y'all need to understand it is 100 degrees outside. Look at my forehead. I'm sweating bullets. So y'all gonna have to deal with this little AC blasting a little bit because I'm hot and I have this suit on, as y'all can see. My hair look crazy. I'm all over the place right now. So cut me some slack, please. Come in a little break. Deal with the wind for me just a little bit. I'll try to turn it up a little bit as it gets colder. I'll like adjust the angle so y'all can't hear it as bad. But yeah, y'all gotta bear with me. I'm hot. I gotta have the AC on. But with that being said, though, what's popping everybody? Welcome to another video, and I want to talk about the idea of expectations today. I think expectations are what have been one of my number one self-sabotaging, like the root of some of my self-sabotaging, the root of some of my issues. And I know a lot of people can probably say the same thing. And what do you mean by expectations? You might wonder, like, aren't expectations good? Isn't it good to have expectations and hold yourself to a high degree? Of course it is. But when you let these expectations dictate your actions and dictate your, thoughts and dictate how you maneuver on a day-to-day basis, I think that's where the root issues lie at. And what I mean by this is that for me personally, I'll use it as an example. Anytime I expect, okay, I made a little bit of money. Let's out. Where is it? Dogs hanging out the back of their truck right now. That looks crazy. On like the truck bed. That's crazy. Back to me though. When I have the expectation of, okay, I want to take a winning trade today. I want to make some money today so that I can go and buy this, pay for this trip, or I want to do this by this time. It's like when you put these time limits on it, and then when you try to do it outside of God's timing, at least for me, that I feel like is when the most of my issues arise from. Um, Whenever I try to set a time frame on myself with the expectation, that's when the issues come. It is always great to have expectations, hold yourself to a high degree and all of that. But when you try to add time frames on it and do stuff outside of God's timing, outside of the time where you're actually meant for it, and you expect stuff sooner than they're actually supposed to come for you, that is where you begin to just mentally deteriorate in a way, because you're upset, you're frustrated that things aren't happening the way you want them to, or they're not happening within the time frame that you want them to. And honestly, that's life. That is life. This isn't even just about trading. This is life. Today I lost way more money than I should have on a charge. And the root of that is me having expectations. Which is why I'm making this video. I'm being vulnerable with y'all right now. I came into the day with the expectation of, okay, after today, I'll be in a good position to take a very nice payout. Payout will be a $10,000 individual payout. I want to say like $9,500, whatever the payout was gonna be after today. If I would have just continued to, if I had another good trade today, that would have put me in that good spot. So then I had the expectation of doing that today, which I already preached to y'all not to do. But I am human. Sometimes I do make mistakes myself. So I had that mistake today. I had the expectation of getting that payout within the next week and being able to do this, and that. It's all within this mental time frame. And I let that dictate my logical decision making. And I let that dictate my just me, how I follow my rules. I told you on the trade recap, I broke a rule today. I always tell myself, yo, once you take your 2 trades on stream, if they're both losses or whatever the case may be, just step away from the day. The market probably isn't favorable. It's better you just do not trade. And what did I do? I still traded. I took another trade. I ended up losing way more than I should have on the day. And so it's just like, it's the stuff like that. And this was all, the root of all this was me just coming into the market with expectations and me expecting and wanting to make money. When you have these time frame limitations, or these time frame linked expectations, it only causes you harm, because you're going to try to meet these invisible quotas in your head that don't even exist, that you don't even need to try to attempt to meet. And it just plagues you. It just puts you in a worse spot, because 9 times out of 10, let's say the market doesn't work in your favor today, you're going to be more likely to act irrationally, more likely to, want to overtrade, more likely to want to just break your rules and break these habits that you've been following for such a long time because of the fact that you feel like you need to meet that quota. You feel like you need to get there within a certain time, or you need to do this within a certain time. And yes, I know I do tell you all the time, yo, ignore trying to do stuff when you want. Let it come. Let it happen naturally. And I messed up today. It's as simple as that. I messed up today. I'm still sweating bullets, yo. It's hot. Um, but yeah, I messed up today. I let my emotions overtake my logic, and that was literally just completely on me. That was 100% my fault. Isn't nobody else to blame for that but myself. And I want this to be a lesson for y'all. Like, straight up. This is correlated to everything outside of the charts as well. Like, when you try to put these expectations on them, on just anything, you want to get something. Like, it's good to have, I guess, like barriers. Like, okay, I need to get this done by this time. But when it comes to things that are out of your control, or certain things that you may not be able to fully manage within a certain time frame, like for me, I can't really control whether or not the market's going to give me a good trade. What I can control is how I act, how I react within the market. You know, like things like that. Control what you can control. Do not let the uncontrollables dictate your emotions and dictate your actions, because that is only where the negative comes into play. And yeah, like today, I was emotional and I let it overcome me. I have nobody to blame but myself. I cannot blame the market. Like, oh yeah, the market was choppy today. I kept taking good trades, weren't working. Like, yeah, that's true, but the market also gave telltale signs at the fact that it wasn't going to be good today. ES and NQ were both trading in completely different directions. YM had a higher time from SMT. YM had took previous days high where ES and NQ had not. YM was pumping, ES was pumping, NQ was not. It was just a lot of telltale signs that I should have just walked away. My A plus setup failed. That should have been it for me. And I continue to stay on trying to make my money back because in the back of my mind, I want this quota by this certain time. I want to reach this certain goal by a certain time, which doesn't even matter whether I hit it by that time or not. It's literally just me being impatient in my head. And then that caused me to go down that rabbit hole and spiral. Like I tell y'all, I said in the last one, like, I actually didn't even say it yet. It's in a video I have coming out for you. But I basically said, yo, if I know that if I open that door, it might be whatever the biggest thing you're afraid of. You're afraid of snakes, let's say, for example. If you know behind that door is a room full of snakes, obviously you're gonna get scared if you open it. Obviously you're gonna start to freak out if you open that door. So what do? You don't open the door, you don't go near it, you stay away from it. So for me, if I know that I'm more likely to spiral if this, and this happens, then I shouldn't have even let all of that happen. I shouldn't have even let that happen. I should have just stayed patient, stayed logical, and said forget the time frame. Like, it's gonna happen when it happens. Everything happens in God's time, and everything happens when it's supposed to. Yes, it might not be in the time frame that you want it to happen. You might not like the fact that it may take longer than you feel like it should, than you want it to. But at the end of the day, you need to control what you can control. At the end of the day, life is life. Life is going to throw curveballs at you. Life is going to throw you off. Life is going to do everything it can to make whatever you're trying to get to that is worthwhile, as difficult as it is, as difficult as it can for you to get there. Nothing in life that's worth it comes easy. Um, Nothing that's worthwhile comes easy. And this is, a perfect example of that. Now, I did not blow my accounts. I still have all my accounts. Dang, that's a bad accident right there. I can't even see. I'm not going to be nosy for the rest of their business. But, but yeah, like the best things that are worthwhile in life take time. And sometimes I just need these reminders. And it's good that I get these reminders because look, I was on a 4-day green streak after going on a very long losing streak. So it was like, I was feeling good and I was kind of getting over myself a little bit, I guess. Like I was starting to, again, draw up these mental expectations, start expecting from life, expecting from the market, expecting price action to continue to be good, expecting to continue to win, expecting to continue to make money, and look at where that got me. So I feel like it was like a reality check that I needed. I did not blow my accounts. I still have them. So I still have, you know, enough capital in them to be able to maintain, which is overall the most important thing, what matters the most. So yeah, I think I'm gonna leave it at that though. I just wanted to get that off my brain because I was literally in class taking notes and I just thought to write that down. Remove expectations or whatever I wrote down. Whatever I said earlier in the video, that's what I had wrote down in class. Remove expectations. Whatever the title of this video is gonna be, that's what I wrote. And so I wanted to get that off my chest real quick. Um, and yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I hope y'all can relate or just use me as your vessel. Use me as what not to do. Um, Understand it is a long day by day process. Stuff will not happen fast. Stuff will not be easy, and there will be days like this. You are human. You will have days where you might just break a rule or two. Like it happens. You don't want to beat yourself up about it, though, because it's not about what you do, but it's about how you react to it. It's about how you overcome that, how you get past it, whatever the case may be. So let this be a lesson. It's a lesson for me. Let it be a lesson for you to move forward. Remove your expectations. They will kill you. Expectations will plague you in the long run when you use them incorrectly. But yeah, I'm gonna catch you on this one. I appreciate y'all for watching. I have a free Discord to join in my bio. Please join that up. And yeah, I'm gonna catch you on the next one. Peace out.